Okay, so now that we are in section 3, we'll be taking a look at different ways for controlling the code, right? This section is going to be all about how to make decisions, how to repeat some statements and stuff like that. So in the last tutorial of the previous section, we talked about operators, right? We dealt with unary and binary operators there, and I said I'll be telling you guys about the ternary operator here. So this is what that tutorial is going to be about. It is going to be about the ternary operator, which basically helps us in making decisions. Now it is not used very frequently because it is very complicated, but again, something like this exists, so I might as well tell you guys about it. So a ternary operator basically has this syntax: a question mark followed by a colon and ending with a semicolon. This is what a ternary operator looks at its minimal. Right. Now what happens is that we need to enter a condition here before the question mark. We need to enter what we want to do if the condition is true between the question mark and the colon, and we need to enter what the condition or what statements we want to execute if the condition is false between the colon and the semicolon, right? So let's actually make something so that you guys understand. So what we'll be doing is we'll be checking if the number entered is less than 18 or not. Let's make a simple code for doing that. So we need one thing to store it, so I'll say int num. Right, so if the number is less than 18, we'll say the number is less than 18, and if the number is not less than 18, we'll say the number is greater than 18. Right, so we have a number and we need to read the number from the user, so we'll say enter a number, and we'll be using scanf to read the value %d ampersand number semicolon. And now we want to check whether this number is less than 18 or not. So we'll enter the condition here in a bracket. So num is less than 18, that is our condition. Now as I said, if the condition is true, what do we want to do? We want to say that the number is less than 18, and if the condition is false, that is if the number is not less than 18, we want to say that the number is not less than 18. So that is what we'll be entering here between the colon and the semicolon. We'll say the number is not less than 18. Okay, now where's the semicolon? There we go. And this is what a ternary operator looks like at its maximum form. The question mark, again the condition before the question mark, what do we want to do if the condition is true, and what do we want to do if the condition is false. That is how the ternary operator actually works. So let's go ahead and see what it does. Right, so first I'll actually enter a number less than 18, so it should say the number is less than 18. Perfect. Let's try it for the other way around. I'll enter a number which is greater than 18, say 25, and it says the number is not less than 18, right? So there we go, that is working just fine. So that is what the ternary operator is all about. You can actually have multiple ternary operators, or something called as a nesting of ternary operators, which means you can have a condition inside a condition here. You can have another ternary operator with a question mark, colon and a semicolon in brackets, of course. But this gets a bit confusing after a while. So the maximum number of ternary operators which we can actually use are 2, because then it gets really complicated. So there is another very interesting way of making decisions, which is something called the if else and the switch case, which we will be talking about in the next few tutorials. So go ahead, try it out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.